So on our last page, we have to do some linear regression. So we have some data here. We're gonna do a linear regression. And so here's some values and here's some square footage. So it wants to find the amount of square footage and it gives us prices. So these are all prices here on the left. So we're gonna make the prices in $1,000 X's and our square footage Y. And now in order to do this, we're gonna have to use our graphing calculator. I'm gonna show you how to do it on Desmos because everybody has access to Desmos. And so we would first make a table. Make our table here. I'm just going to enter those values. So these numbers are going to go in the X, these numbers are going to go in the Y. Okay, and so I'll go ahead and enter those now. Once I've done all my X's, I'm going to do my Y's. Okay, so now I got all my data values entered, and so if I look at my graph, I can't see where my data is. Well, the reason I can't see it is because the X values are between 200 and 324. So I need to move my X's. I'm gonna zoom those in a little bit. I'm gonna span out to here. So now I'm in that range, that 200 to 300, and then notice they're up in the 1400. So now I also need to kind of scan in here and shrink this, and there's all my data. So the trick with Desmos is you need to get your windows set correctly so you can see your data. So there's all our data points. Now that I have my data points, I'm going to be typing in my regression equation. So the regression equation is just slope-intercept form. Okay, y equals mx plus b, except instead of using y and x, we're going to use specific values referencing the list of numbers, which are x1 and y1. So here we go, y1, and then we're going to say tilde for regressed against or approximated, mx1 plus b. And notice Desmos here, I missed my plus icon, plus b. I missed my, there it is. And so now Desmos runs a regression and it calculates everything for me. So here's how I'd show my work for a problem like this. The first thing I do is I want to copy my graph here onto my paper. And this should just be a rough sketch. So I'm just in the positive axis. I have some data points here. That one up to there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we have our line kind of going through here like that. And so my window, I'm between 200 and 400. I'm between 1,000 and let's see, it's about 2,500 here at the top. 2,500, there we go. So there's my window. It doesn't have to be perfect, it needs to be a rough sketch because computers do that much better than we do. More importantly, we need to have the regression equation. So I'm going to copy this down. I've got y, and then my regression equation, I'm going to do equals here. I'm just going to plug my m and my b in because I want the equation for that line. And so m here is 5.29133 x plus my b value 199.034. There's those two values. And there's my regression equation. Now, the problem asks, what's it going to be for a $500,000 house? So if we look back here, x is our home price. So this buy in here, this is an x value. So I'm going to plug in $500,000. If I plug that into my equation, here's a good way to do that. I can just type in on Desmos here. So I could either plug it into this equation right here on my calculator, or I can actually, using Desmos, because I'm running out of time here, I can go out to 500. So 500 is this line right there. I'm going to type in a vertical line, x equals 500, and that point right there is the amount. So I should get, if I plug 500 in here, I would get a y equals 2844.699 square feet.